All the people in your life are messengers telling you where you still need to grow, what you still hold on to. It's like a giant classroom, and every person that annoys you and upsets you is your teacher. And most conveniently, you probably married the person that is your greatest teacher, that most upsets you, that most frustrates you. And it's no accident that you were born into a family. Many of them probably upset you, many of them probably annoy you. And that's good. That's beautiful because that's what they're here for. They're only doing their job. And if you listen to them, you are doing your job. Because no one can upset you or hurt you unless you believe it first. They're only reflecting back to you what you believe about them, about the world, and about yourself. And then you hear it from the other person and then you're upset. That's the reason you're upset, because they're saying something out loud that you yourself believe. If it wasn't the case, you wouldn't be upset. You wouldn't be upset at all. And you know that's true. So they become beautiful messengers. They show you where you're still not free. They show you all the lies you still believe about yourself. And isn't it great that all of these great teachers are your family, your spouse, your coworkers? They're all around you. And you can't escape them because no matter where you go, you carry them with you in your head. Or you will find other people that will assume their roles. You will find them again. You will meet your family again and other people. You can get divorced. You'll find that person somewhere else. Because it's not about the person. It's not about them. It's you. They're reflecting back to you who you are, who you believe yourself to be. And you are reacting to that. Otherwise, you would never be hurt or upset if you didn't believe it in the first place. It's very much like, when people trash talk their own country. Every country does it. Every country. You trash talk your own country. And then you go someplace else, completely foreign country, and at the table, all of them trash talk your country the same way you trash talk it back at home. You would be upset. You'd be offended at the stuff you yourself said. You might agree with them. You'd still be offended. Why? Because they say out loud what was only for your country to say. And what do you think other people do? They repeat back to you what you say in your head, what you believe about yourself. Take my example. I'm very self-conscious about my looks, right? Like for instance, I have a large nose, and I just chipped my tooth yesterday. Um, I'm very self-conscious about that. So if someone says it to me and say, "Oh God, you look ugly," for instance, right? Are they not saying out loud what I've been saying to myself? And then I say, "Well, that person hurt me." Did that person hurt me? No. I hurt myself by rejecting myself. And that person just said it out loud. And now I'm offended. The world will reflect it back to you. That's why your family is beautiful. Look at them. All of them pointing out. They know you intimately. They reflect back to who you think you are. So, how do we deal with it? Commercial break, sponsored by myself. If you want to wake up happier, get your free messages from life. Think of it as your almighty penpal, sending you daily encouragement. It's free, and you can sign up below. Thanks so much. We are always offended when someone says out loud what we've been saying to ourselves. That's the most offensive thing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be offended. The world, other people, are saying out loud back to you what you've been saying to yourself. The audacity. And then you say, oh, those people are haters. Those people are terrible. Ah, my mom never understands me. You can be angry at them and with them, and you can rage against the world, or you take it as an invitation to look at yourself, at what you've been believing, and how you've been talking to yourself. Because if you didn't believe it, you wouldn't react to it. If someone said, my hair is so blonde, it's ridiculous, it doesn't suit me, I'd be very confused. I wouldn't know what to do with that statement. I would just forget it probably. Why? Because I've never thought about my blonde hair, because I don't have blonde hair. Now, if someone says something else about me, I'd probably react. Why? Because I've said it to myself and I believed it. And as long as you believe it, you will react to it. Don't fall into that, what most people do on the surface. I will set boundaries and that person shouldn't talk that way. And if someone offends you, respond like that. If someone does that, this is a smart response you can use to disarm them, right? Don't do that surface level stuff. You are too advanced for that. You are too advanced a soul to use smart words to get out of this. You are too advanced to tell someone, this is my boundary, or don't act that way. You are too smart for that. You are too smart to tell the world how to act so you're okay. You know that you're okay no matter how anyone acts. And all they're doing is reflecting back to you what you yourself have been feeling. So don't ask the world to change. Don't use any smart rhetorical devices. Sure, you can engage in that kind of stuff, but that's surface level stuff. You're asking other people to be different. You're asking the world to behave a certain way. You need someone else to act differently so you're okay. You are okay either way. It doesn't matter. Let the whole world do whatever they want to do. You are okay either way. You know the only time you're not okay? When you believe it. When you believe what you yourself think. That's when you're not okay. And you know the only reason you're ever upset or angry? If someone else says it out loud and you still believe it. Don't ask them to change. They don't need to change. They're only messengers. They're only teachers. And you know how you recognize that? When you can say thank you to them. If you can say thank you to the person that upset you and hurt you. If you can say thank you to the person that made you angry. If you're thankful and grateful for them. Because you realize it was never about them. They only came into your life as a teacher to show you where you're not free. And they're showing you right now by upsetting you and hurting you. And you realize you've only been upsetting and hurting yourself. It was never about the other person. And they showed it so clearly. Aren't they a beautiful teacher? And once you know that, you are free. And they can do whatever they want to do. Because you're free in this world. It's up to you. Are you going to give yourself the gift of your own freedom? Wait, before you go, I gave you free will, so I can't force you. But I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and that little bell. And thank you for watching. And thank you for being here on planet Earth. It's a lot more fun with you around.